Confident good evening, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Edition. Guahusi Isaiah Uggan, and thanks for tuning in to your news leader. 31-year-old as Siren was arrested after allegedly sexually assaulting a child. On March 19th, police responded to a report of attempted rape at a Dededo home. According to court documents, the 12-year-old victim said she was sleeping when she woke to Siren allegedly laying on top of her, kissing her. Siren then began to take his shirt off and the victim got up. She said Siren begged her not to tell her parents. Siren is facing charges of attempted second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony, child abuse as third-degree felony, and harassment as a petty misdemeanor. Police arrested 21-year-old Ron Herwin, also known as Ron Irwin, after he allegedly used a slingshot to hit passing cars at a busy intersection. According to court documents, police responded to the incident near the McDonald's in Harmon, where Herwin was found on top of a large power box, pulling the strap of a slingshot and aiming it at vehicles. With his firearm pointed at Herwin, the responding officer ordered the man to drop the weapon several times. Herwin eventually complied. Court documents state Herwin is facing charges with attempted criminal mischief as a third-degree felony and reckless conduct as a misdemeanor. At the time of the arrest, Herwin was on probation for a 2020 case where he pled guilty to criminal mischief. Once again, the Guam Crime Stoppers is asking the assistance of the over in the CNMI. The Democratic Party has a new slate of leadership in the middle of an already charged election season, leading to many questions about whether there is trouble within the ranks. KUAM Samas Maglolia reports from Saipan.
A new slate of Democratic leadership just months before the general election, begging the question, is there trouble in the party?
There was frustration that the chair wasn't present here. And I think that's also the reason NOLA wanted to be sure that there were folks who were on the ground. Are there disagreements? And is there debate? Yes. And I think that happens within every political party.
These new party leaders are in until January, which is after the election. They say they remain confident in past officers who remain in the executive committee and will be working behind the scenes.
There's no turmoil. It was a really smooth transition.
Their platform is not public yet. They've held their seat just for less than a week now. They say they need more time.
We want to restore public trust in our government, but also fiscal responsibility. Some of our values include, and this has been practiced, or at least been demonstrated by our currently elected Democratic officials, right? Collaboration and responsibility, but also holding our officials to the highest ethical standards.
And come this November, some voters in the NMI will see the word Democrat on the ballot for the very first time. Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News.
The Federated States of Micronesia will resume some of its repatriation flights. Flights to Yap will begin on April 6th. The next flights to Kashrai are on April 4th and April 18th. For those traveling to Pohnpei, flights are set for April 16th and April 23rd. The flights to Chuuk are on April 11th and the 25th. According to a media release by the government, the number of days of quarantine in Guam will be reduced to 5 days. This will continue to allow multiple PCR-based COVID-19 tests to occur, including upon arrival at the designated quarantine facility and prior to departure. According to a media release, they add repatriation dates for the month of May and beyond will be consistent with the regular schedule from international commercial carriers. The FSM government is expected to fully open its borders in August. In recognition of World Tuberculosis Day, KUAM's Daniel Perez sat down with public health officials to talk about the importance of fighting against TB.
It remains one of the world's deadliest and most infectious diseases. Every year, World Tuberculosis Day is observed to spread awareness of how devastating this illness can be. TB and Hansen's Disease Program Manager, Shima Mbakwam, detailed how many TB patients are being treated on island.
We have 36 people, approximately 37 people that are being treated for TB. Out of these 37 people that are being treated for TB, only 6 of them are being directly observed. And 1 is being directly observed in-house, which is they come to the clinic here.
Tuberculosis spreads through the air when someone infected talks, sneezes, or coughs. Mbakwam added that the treatment method used to cure and monitor TB patients on Guam is the video directly observed therapy.
With the video directly observed therapy is asynchronous, so they do the treatment on their own and then we review it to make sure that they're actually taking the treatment.
There are two kinds of TB, latent and active. With the latent TB, you have the germs in your body, but your immune system keeps them from spreading. You don't have any symptoms and you're not contagious. If you have active TB, the germs multiply and make you sick, and you can spread the disease to others.
The more we treat latent TB, the less chances that we're going to have people develop active TB, and then the less chances of those with active TB infecting more people. That will create that opportunity for them to develop, to get exposed to the bacteria and get latent TB and then develop TB.
The signs of having TB are a persistent cough that lasts more than 3 weeks, that usually comes with phlegm or blood, tiredness or fatigue, loss of appetite, or weight loss. If you experience any of these symptoms, consult with your doctor right away. According to the World Health Organization, over 4,100 people lose their lives to TB, and over 28,000 fall ill with the disease. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
Are you a high school freshman and sophomore looking to make money this summer? If so, the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability is calling on you to apply for the STEM High School Summer Internship Program. It's a 4-week summer program scheduled to kick off June 1st and wind down on June 30th. The STEM High School Summer Internship Program is open to all current 10th and 11th graders in local high schools in Guam as a school year 2021 to 2022. Dr. Austin Shelton, the director for University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability, explained the type of activity students will experience.
The students will be, if selected, will be paired up with a faculty research mentor. And so they'll get to work with a professor on botany, marine biology, environmental sciences, ecology. Depending on the types of projects, the students can be in the laboratory discovering new species of diatoms, or they can be out in the field learning about our different local native species of plants, or they could be learning about watershed restoration, planting different types of vegetation in order to reduce land erosion on our downstream coral reefs.
Upon completion of the program, students will compete in a science fair and the winner will become eligible to participate in the International Science and Engineering Fair, usually held in the U.S. mainland. Participants will also receive a $1,000 stipend. It is funded by a grant from the National Science Foundation through UOG's inclusion across the nation of communities of learners of underrepresented discoveries in engineering and science, or includes. About 20 students will be selected to participate in the program, 10 freshmen and 10 sophomores. Applications are available at tinyurl.com/seeshighschool. Coming up on your news leader, the newest inductee to the Culture Club, and still to come, your local sports roundup with Dave Delgado. Keep it here.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Welcome back to your news leader. This week's newest Culture Club member is jewelry maker Veronica Didasco.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Hi, I'm Veronica Didasco. Also on Instagram, Ronnie's Farts. So I make jewelry. I'm also an artist. Like, I like to paint, but my main focus right now is just doing some jewelry and sharing that with Guam. So it was a little bit like 2019, towards the end of 2019, and then COVID happened, and you know, you just had to stay home, and that was just something to do that made me happy, and it started to like spark some ideas for making it, you know, more than just a hobby. Yeah. Definitely go to the beach first. You gotta find the shells, the rocks, yeah. Anything that inspires me or like I think I can make something out of. Yeah, and if I'm carving shells, I'll use the tools to drill them, clean them, and then that's when I start to add all these in there, the beads. A lot of my beads are thrifted. Yeah, thrifted or gifted. There's a lot, so ever since I started making jewelry, there's so many people that just give me all these things that they don't use anymore, and I've been so grateful. And then also buying like crystal beads from some of the local shops here, and then I just add my shells and kind of, I keep it on this little mat and just keep going back and forth with the colors, and I like to think of the people that I would think would wear this and like, you know, who I want it to attract, and it's been cool seeing them buy it, and like sometimes I wouldn't even think like, oh, this person would pick that, and it's nice to have a surprise and sense of their style. Yeah. With the culture, I believe like shells, they have like an energy from where you're from, and them carrying it around and feeling that, especially if you're off island too, like I just feel like you always have that thing to remember and like touch if you're like feeling, you know, a little scared or anxious. And also having other artists together, local artists, come together and just share our art with the community. And I feel like it inspires a lot of the young ones too to just keep doing the things that they think is fun and like that they love. Hafide, I'm Veronica Didasco, and I'm proud to be a part of KUAM Culture Club.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Up next is sports with Dave Delgado.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamai, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Hey Mars, good evening, man.
Good morning.
We like to say we're in the business of opening doors. Since first opening our doors in 1972, our love for our community has driven our legacy of service. We've seen paths to bigger and brighter futures.
So, what are we saving for?
School. We've seen the heart of our people.
You ready for this? Yeah.
We've seen our communities come together to help one another. We've seen passion become successful business plans. We've seen generations of families grow with us.
Wow, that was easy. Wow.
And when we think of all the doors we helped to open, we can't help but be reminded of the reason we're still here today. Our people.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Get it out, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
The Guam National Youth Football Federation will be kicking off their 2022 season on June 4th. There will be 3 divisions: Munha 6 to 8-year-old, Metgut 9 to 11, and Matua 12 to 14. The last time the league was active was back in 2019.
We did adjust the weight so we can attract more players. We adjusted the ages. We did eliminate the high school. Yeah, everybody's excited. It's a goal for everybody. We're all trying to recruit right now. In fact, everybody's looking for players. And if you have any sponsors out there that want to sponsor a team, there's 9 different organizations.
Some teams have already started practices. Anyone interested in signing up should contact their respective organization.
We have 2 in the south. That's the Southern Cowboys. They're in Talafofo, based out of Talafofo. We have the Outlaws, based out of Santa Rita, Agate area. We got the Central with 4 different organizations. The Steelers are based out of Tamuning. The Crusaders out of Barragata. The Raiders, Mongmongtotu, Barragata, that whole area, Central. And then the Eagles, Back Road, Manila. Then you got the North with 3 different organizations. You got the Packers. They're based out of Jigo. Same with the Broncos, Jigo, Dededo area, and the Angels.
Good luck to Guam's cross-country mountain bike team as they head to Brisbane, Australia to compete in the Oceania Cycling Championships. Jake Jones, former Guam Road National Champion, Blade Bloss, under-23 standout, and newly signed pro cyclist with Euro Cycling Trips Pro Cycling Team. Edward Oringareng, multi-sport pro athlete, pro cyclist with Euro Cycling Trips Pro Cycling Team, will be representing Guam. The race will be held Sunday, March 27th on the Gold Coast. The race course is roughly 18 miles long and is a treacherous race course with rock drops and loose rocks along the route. Team Guam will be up against some of the best cross-country mountain bikers in the Oceania region. Some of the nations attending the race will be Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and New Caledonia. Turning over to some soccer news, following a 3-day trial last month, Sang-Hoon Kim, GFA Technical Director of the men's program and head coach of the Matau Guam men's national team, as well as other national coaches, selected 23 players for the U14 squad and 6 reserve players as part of the Guam U14 boys national football team roster. The team trains 3 times per week at the GFA under Kim and coaches Ralph Awa, Noah Bamba, and James Okuhama. Future plans for the team include a friendly match with its Northern Mariana Islands counterparts in the summer and other opportunities for training matches. MVP Stars start the game on a 7-0 run. J.P. Cruz doing what he does. 3-pointer from up top, drops in. Yes, sir. Cruz with the behind-the-back pass to Vince Estella to Joe Bloss. Corner pass to James Stake. Goes inside to Darren Hetchanova. Bombers inbounding the ball. Russell Wren gets the ball and finds Jaden Finley open in the corner. Finley lit up the scoreboard for 22 points. Jin Han to Estella for the jumper. Vince finished the game with 10 points. 72-47 MVP after 3 quarters. Pierre Colley hit for 14 points. Tough shot through the lane and one. Stars go on to win 99-77. Darren Hetchanova 19 points. J.P. Cruz chipped in with 20. The MVP Stars stay undefeated at 4-0. The loss drops the Bombers to 3-1. Joe Bloss game high 37 points, 5 3-pointers in the second half. On Saturday, the Triton Men's Basketball League will play a triple header to end the first half of the season. At 2 in the afternoon, Team OG takes on the UOG Tritons. 3:45 MVP Stars versus Team Wu-Tang. And then at 5:30, MBI 4 Stars taking on the KFC Bombers. Entrance fee is $3 for adults, $2 for non-UOG students, and seniors. UOG students are free. Congrats to 15-year-old Guam national team member Stussy Sharoma, who carded a +4 76 to capture first place in the Northern Marianas College Foundation Annual Golf Open A flight at the Lau Lau Golf Resort in Saipan. Sharoma edged out Amir Yunus, who also shot a 76 via scorecard playoff to take the win. The Annual Golf Open is Saipan's longest running and most prestigious golf tournament, attracting an international field of 144 golfers. In soccer news, over 200 players, volunteers, and staff participated in the Guam Football Association's 2022 Girls Football Festival The main event of Guam's celebration of AFC Women's Football Day at the GFA, the festival featured activities with volunteers from various youth clubs and players from the Women's National Program, as well as small-sided games. As part of the celebration, participants in both the exhibition match and the 2022 Girls Football Festival received AFC Women's Football Day t-shirts. The FSM Basketball Federation is seeking players to represent Team FSM in the upcoming FIBA Micronesian Cup qualifiers to be held in June. Any men's or women's players looking to play must submit an FSM passport and must not have represented any other country in a FIBA league to be eligible. Those interested can email a copy of their passport and birth certificate along with the headshot to fsmbasketballguam@gmail.com. Prospective players can also submit documents along with the working Guam contact number to the FSM Consulate Office in Harmon. Deadline to submit documents is April 1st. Tournament dates for the qualifiers is June 8th through the 11th. For more info, email fsmbasketballguam@gmail.com. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Time to get some buckets. Triton men's basketball player Matt Santos hustles to save the ball from going out. Santos throws it up as he was falling out of bounds and banks it in for the crazy bucket. KFC Bombers' Jaden Finley almost gets the ball stolen, regains possession and pulls up from the corner. He hit for a team-high 22 points. MVP stars Darren Hetchinova put up 19. Hetch slicing through the defenders to get to the rim for the layup. Joe Bloss and JP Cruz showing teamwork to get the bucket. JP waits for Joe to cut back towards the basket for 2 of his game-high 37 points. Don't forget to send us your best shots. DM our KUAM News on Instagram or hit me up at sho@kuam.com. Guam's Dylan Kittigwa made his way through the village of Inarahan late this afternoon. As part of his 100-mile perimeter run around the island, Kittigwa is looking to complete the Mariana's first 100-mile ultra marathon.
So we're heading into mile 31 now of our 100-mile run. Just finishing up the southern loop. We're going to meet in a canyon about 50 miles, and it's going pretty well. It's been pretty hot.
Spirits are high.
Spirits are high right now. Yeah, but man, we're like kind of suffering in the heat a little bit. But once the sun goes down, we have about 60 more miles to go.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
I'm stuck in this, infinite time loop thing.
I'm reliving the same day over and over again. I get to do whatever I want.
Plus, Taco Bell's nacho fries never leave the menu.
She's violating the nacho fries limited timeline.
Does that happen every day? Let's dip.
Try her now!
What's happening?
Let's get spicy!
Look out!
And before we close out the newscast tonight, here is your latest round of birthday shoutouts, courtesy of the Coatstone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's your weekend birthday time, so on Saturday, happy birthday wishes for March 26th to Piccolo Maddox. Wishing a very happy birthday number 10 to Piccolo. Hey, Piccolo, congratulations, double digits. Man, that is a lot of candles to blow out for sure. Please enjoy your special day. Your family says we love you with all our hearts. And Saul A. Sablan also celebrating her birthday this Saturday this year. Wishing you a safe and blessed birthday and sending you love, peace, and hugs. Shout out from the whole Mac clan. So, Piccolo and Saul, we wish you both safety, health, good fortune, and the happiest birthday ever in 2022.
That's all the time we have for Weekend Edition. Guahusi Isaiah again. Thank you for watching. Good night and be safe, Marianas.
Beyond Our Borders is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners.
Good day, everyone. I'm Nestor Lecanto. Welcome to another edition of Beyond Our Borders. And this month, we're going to talk a little bit about the Medical City based in Manila, Philippines. And the Vice President of Marketing and Business Development is Mr. Lawrence Sibayan, who is our guest. Lawrence, ¿cómo está?
Hi, Nestor. Half a day, Guam. It's always nice to be here. We always feel at home in your show. Thank you so much for having the Medical City again.
Okay, we just got some big news a couple of weeks ago that the Philippines is opening up once again for international travelers. And so that also means that people can travel once again to the Philippines for medical treatment, which has been something that they've been looking forward to. Tell us a little bit more about the travel guidelines to the Philippines as it relates to including medical treatment.
Yeah, so actually, like starting February, we have finally opened the borders and made the restrictions a little bit more relaxed for our kababayans and returning Filipinos to easily come over to the Philippines and come back here. And of course, our visitors, the foreigners, to also have an easier time in coming here in the Philippines. So one of the things that we have actually already taken out as part of the protocols is the quarantine. So there's no more quarantine when you come over to the Philippines. You just actually need a couple of things when you come here. So first is your proof of vaccination. And the second one is your negative RT-PCR COVID test within 48 hours. Although, of course, the Philippines still welcomes people, particularly us in the healthcare industry, our brothers and sisters and our friends who may have not gotten the vaccine yet for some reason. So there's actually another protocol for that. So for those people, they're actually enjoined to do home isolation and quarantine. But for those who are fully vaccinated with negative RT-PCR result within 48 hours, they can actually just enter and are also enjoined to observe themselves while they are here in the Philippines. So it's actually made easier, particularly for those who will be needing medical care, particularly those coming here at the Medical City.
Yeah, I know that waiving the quarantine requirements was a big deal. But so the vaccination, it's accepted, the vaccination card issued by the Guam Department of Public Health?
Yes, that's correct. So we encourage everybody to, apart from your vaccination card, our referral office on the island actually assists our patients to also get in touch with the public health to get their vaccination certificate, so that just to be sure, and their entry to the Philippines will be smooth and just a breeze.
Okay, and you mentioned your referral office in Guam. Tell us a little bit more about those for those people who may not be familiar with the services that it provides.
Okay, so the Medical City referral office in Guam is actually located in Tamuning in the RAN Care building. It's also the same building where the